This is our series on Resvitality, which is our product. It's a product that is based in trans resveratrol, and I'm sure you've heard of that before. It's the super magic red wine. It's been on 60 Minutes. It's been featured on so many different websites that resveratrol is just really a pervasive substance right now, but a lot of folks don't understand what it actually does and where it comes from. So in this first video of the series, we're going to give you a brief overview of what Resvitality does for you and why we used trans resveratrol. So why did we use trans resveratrol?
Well, that's a great question, and I think that on the chemical compound situation, you have resveratrol, and then there's trans resveratrol, which is a slightly different molecule. And a lot of the nutritionists feel that it's actually the trans resveratrol which is going to work better.
Okay.
So there's a lot of resveratrol products out there that's just regular resveratrol. They're not going to work as well.
Gotcha. So the experts, the nutritionists who actually studied the grape skin and know why the resveratrol actually works, are saying that it's actually getting into the system better because it's trans resveratrol?
Exactly, and I think most people have heard of resveratrol through the information about red wine,
okay.
And that we hear, oh, it's good to drink red wine, it's good for your heart, it's good for your health. And the people who study red wine and the effects of it think that the actual active component to that is actually resveratrol. Mm-hmm. And in a glass of red wine, there may be 1 to 3 milligrams of resveratrol. Well, what we have decided to do is kind of supercharge a pill that has at least 100 milligrams, so about 100 times the amount that's going to be in a glass of red wine. But
you know, the problem that a lot of times happens with the red wine is the resveratrol, and more importantly the trans resveratrol, is actually what's called a muscadine grape. And a muscadine grape is not often used in red wine. You know, if anybody who knows anything about red wine knows that there's varieties from around the planet, and they do all these mixes to try and get different kinds of wine. So, you know, if you've got a certain kind of grape for a certain kind of wine, most likely it doesn't have muscadine in it. So it's probably not even going to have the resveratrol you want. So is this a daily supplement? Is this a monthly supplement? How often do you have to take this stuff?
I think that it's something to be taken daily. Mm-hmm. It's a very powerful antioxidant. I mean, there's a lot of studies that show if you drink a glass or 2 of red wine at night, it's going to be beneficial. Mm-hmm. So just, you know, to say, okay, well, let's increase how much resveratrol we're going to take by taking a supplement, rather than the negative aspects of the alcohol from the red wine, let's just cut that out and just take what's the good part of it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And, you know, we always hear folks saying, you know, anti-aging, anti-aging, anti-aging. That's always the big selling point. So have the studies come through finally that show that this is a viable path towards an anti-aging supplement?
Well, you have to be careful when you say anti-aging, because it's kind of it can send a mixed message. It's controversial when you talk about scientific studies and physicians. And I think the principle comes down to, you know, what is an antioxidant? Mm-hmm. And does an antioxidant give you benefits medically? And I think there's a lot of studies that say that it does, and then there's some studies that say that it doesn't. But I think that there's enough evidence now that's showing that resveratrol and the other antioxidants that's in this Resvitality is going to be a good anti-aging choice, because it's going to decrease, you know, it's going to prevent free radical damage on your DNA, and it's going to keep your cells healthier. So those types of antioxidants is going to keep someone from perhaps aging as quickly.
So it's actually applicable to younger folks as well, because it's not going to let these free radicals and these aging symptoms actually start taking hold. So even if you're 30 and you're not even thinking about aging yet, right, it's still going to make it so you're setting up that system where you're going to sort of defer the aging process a little bit longer?
Well, actually, because what the antioxidants do, like resveratrol and some of the others in the Resvitality, is it's going to decrease inflammation. So a lot of the aging that we see over many, many years is the results of years and years of eating poorly and doing poor lifestyle choices and not exercising. And all that inflammation that is caused from that builds up and causes a lot of the visible aging that we see, as well as the internal aging. So if we can take something that decreases the inflammation, like Resvitality, over a long period of time, perhaps there's going to be less aging visible externally as well as internally.
Yeah, that makes sense. So this is a huge topic. So obviously we can't make this a 400-minute video for you guys, but we wanted to touch on a few of the very important parts. So this is going to be one video in a series about resveratrol and the difference that you're going to see on the market between a trans resveratrol product like we have and a normal resveratrol product. One way or another, we know that the science behind resveratrol seems to point towards the fact that no matter what age you are, you're going to be able to live a better life because of the antioxidant factors. If you come up with any questions, get a hold of us. You can reach us anytime at karmicbalancehealth.com. You'll see a little window on the top that says support. You can either contact us through our 800 number, or if you want, just shoot us an email. And that concludes this first video on resveratrol. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.